Albuquerque and did a Huey, and then now he's here.
Yeah.
And
well, he also ended up in Vegas.
and he ended up in Vegas and Tulsa, and we're very, very, very grateful that one of our best buddies here, Gene Winfield, could make it. And we are very honored and very thankful that he chose to come and spend this weekend here with us. And I mean, it's like Christmas morning in June. So thank you very much. Let's give these two a huge round of applause. We've asked our the world's favorite pilot. Pirate Larry here. He's gonna do a little table talk. We don't have a table, but we can still have a table talk. Have a little chat and pick these gentlemen's brains and find out what fun stories they have. So I'll turn the time over to Pirate Larry, who's come all the way up from Houston, Texas. Let's give him a round of applause. You'll have to check out his oddities out there. He's got a fun little mermaid and all sorts of cool things out there. So we'll turn the time over to Pirate Larry and we'll go to that one.
Okay, guys. How's everybody feeling?
Great.
Very good. Glad to be here. You want to be somewhere else? No. So hey, this is very special because these two guys here have been trying to get out here. We've been trying to get them out here for about 10 years or more, and they're here and sharing their time with you guys, and you can come and visit with them when they're out and about. They both knew Ed. They both got Ed stories, you know, some they can tell, I imagine. And anyway, they finally made the trek out here to see this stuff. They're a part of some of it. First, I want to ask you guys, what do you think of the job that Trixie's done out here? It's amazing, right?
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's fabulous. It's such a neat place, you know. The whole complete thing is just beautiful. It's very nice.
Bob, what do you think?
No, I think this is awesome. I just got to see a little bit of it last night, but I like to get in there and look at everything very closely and really look at the artwork and you know, things that Ed did and all these artists that things that they do. And I've got a little Rat Fink collection of my own at home in my garage, and I just think this is awesome.
It's spectacular. And the cool thing, like I've said before, it keeps growing. It's always growing because of these folks, mainly. They're always bringing new art and presenting it to Trixie, and people are donating things. So this museum is it's a growing entity. It's always expanding, and it's got its own life, I like to say. Can you think of? I know you knew Ed from the shows and all. Bob later will be shooting flames for us. He'll throw some flames 100 foot in the air or so, and maybe see if he can catch an airplane on fire or something. But he was out and about at all the shows for years and would run into Ed. And do you have any kind of little story, special little story, or?
Well, I travel around the United States a lot and to a lot of shows, and back I first saw Ed a lot at Detroit Autorama and out in California, and it seemed like every time Ed and I'd stop and talk to him, he'd tell you, sit over here, and he'd say like, this is my friend's seat, so you get to sit here, and so we'd sit there and just like, we'd talk for hours, and about Rat Fink and cars and things he was building, and he was just so interesting.
Right.
And we just have a great time together talking about all this stuff. And,
Ed was fun and easy to talk to.
Yeah,
sure.
he was.
He was. For you guys that didn't know Ed was just so easy to sit down, and you need to be back doing something. You look up and go, oh man, I spent all my time. I got to run back over here.
Yep.
So yeah, he was very easy to talk to. Yeah, so good memories, and you're still out and running about, and no plans of stopping that, right?
Yeah, I'm still going, and I got a show next week and the week after that, and you know, doing flamethrowing at a lot of these
And how many
shows.
flamethrowers are you running now?
Well, I got 6 cars and trucks that shoot flames.
How about that, huh? Six car flamethrower
Yeah.
cars and trucks.
And some of them just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Now I understand, and I'll let Gene tell his version, and I'll let you tell your version. Or it might be even better to let you tell yours. I understand that in front of Detroit, this is a rumor. I understand that there was some flames thrown out in front of Cobo Hall that they didn't really like you doing it, but somebody here wanted to do them anyway. And how did that work out?
Oh yeah, Gene was out there with me, and Gene gets in this truck out here, and he's kind of one of the guys that said, "Come on, we got to make bigger flames on these things." And he's always egging me on. So
Yeah, he kind of a bad influence a little
yeah,
bit.
he is. And, but yeah, we keep doing. I got this truck out here, and it'll shoot about 100-foot flame, and it gets very hot. And but we try to be very careful, and we got to make sure everybody stands back. And,
Well, they didn't want you shooting the flames in front of the hall with people
Yeah.
running around.
yeah, but Cobo Hall over there, they
But I said, do it anyway.
yeah.
Well, we'll go to Gene. There's probably nothing Gene hasn't done in the car world for sure, and probably everything else. But
I did a lot of water skiing,
Well,
trick skiing.
there's nothing you haven't done, is there?
A lot of people
What
have
about flying
skied.
airplane? You ever flown an airplane?
No, that I did not do.
I stumped you, buddy. I finally found something. Or jump out of one? You jumped out of one?
No.
Okay.
No.
Like to keep it on the ground, sort of.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I see Eileen snuck in here a minute ago. She's doing a wonderful job putting this whole thing together. It's Eileen Roth right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Gene has an awesome museum in his home and his shop. And for you guys that don't know, Gene is a current hot rod builder. You know, one of the best, if not the best of all time. And
Thank you.
he still works every day in the shop. He paints cars to this day, overalls, and he does his own layouts of his custom jobs. He does his own mixing, and he'll be in the booth for hours shooting paint.
Yeah, I shot a Mercury last week, a 51 Merc, and I blended it and so forth, so it's a nice car.
And so for all you folks out there, me included, that would be aching and going, "Oh man, I can't do this right now." You're how old, if you don't mind me asking, Gene?
Oh, I don't know, I'm 90-something.
99.
My latest slogan is, I'm just getting started.
Getting started.
And Gene's celebrating a birthday this month.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
I
I
think
have
we
a
can,
birthday on the 16th.
and we can say happy birthday from all of us to you today.
Oh, thank you.
That's all.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So if you guys ever get out to the high desert in California, you need to go stop by and see Gene's amazing
Yeah.
museum, and
You can buy anytime.
it's something, because it's his personal, it's all his personal stuff. And Gene has a new book out that is amazing, and what it is his scrapbook from all his racing.
Yeah, it was my racing scrapbook, so I just put that out a few months ago, and I have a few copies out here with me now.
Guys, you need to stop by and look at that, because it's, I can't say enough about it. Gene took the time of all his adventures, starting back in about 46 or 7, right?
46.
So he would, he'd have these, which photos was not, you had to really do something to get a photo, not like you take a photo for every
Well, I
second
had
of your life.
I had a $9 camera, and I shot, shot a lot of pictures of everything I did.
And then he would label it
Yeah.
and put it in his scrapbook. Well, that's what's out there. So there's little bits of hot rod and racing and just motorsport history and other things, movie history. For you guys that don't know, he did a lot of work with
Let me
movies.
I'll tell you how I got into the movie industry. I took a car, I didn't know anybody in LA or Hollywood, and I had a car on an open trailer with the reactor, and I found Fox Studio. I drove up to the gate and I conned the guy a little bit. I said, I heard the transportation department wants to see that car. And the guy looked at him and was on an open trailer and he said, yeah, you go right down here and turn left. So then from that studio, I went to all the other studios for 3 days and showed the car off, and that's how I got my foot in the door. And so right away they started calling me in 2 weeks, wanted me to do this or that, or they wanted me to change the back seat of a station wagon and all kinds of stuff. So that's how I got into it.
Well, they were pretty demanding on what they wanted.
Oh yeah, they've always been demanding, and short term they want you know, unbelievable stuff in 3 days that almost nobody could do. And but I always said, yeah, I can do it. And then after that, I'd have to figure out how I was going to do it.
So luckily I've gotten to spend some time with Gene and Bob both the last couple of years, and we've had some pretty cool conversations and stories, but there's a story that you told me about Ed, that you met Ed on the street one day and you asked him about going to your car show, and I've related it myself, but would you mind telling that one with this is a pretty cool story, guys.
Yeah, I asked him to come and be a guest at a car show. He said, all right, I'll let you know. So I waited a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden I got a little envelope, and it was a roll of toilet paper. And his answer was on this 15 feet of toilet paper. And then finally said, yes, he'll read it.
Yeah, so you heard that straight from Gene, it wasn't me just making it up. Bob, what are your plans in the near future with the Shaboom?
Well, I got a new one I just built. I didn't finish it yet. It's a 48 GMC pickup truck, but it has a 59 Cadillac back end on it. So I made these flamethrowers for it, and we took it to the Tulsa show and did flamethrowing there with it. But I'm working on a project with it where I'm going to be making 3 or 4 different stages of flamethrowers on this car.
Oh, where to go?
Yeah, it's gonna, flames coming out of one pipe, then those are gonna increase, then I got 2 other pipes on it, and those are gonna have like 3 different sets of flames coming out of it, just something to be different, you know,
Yeah.
than the regular little flame coming out of it. And I also have a golf cart on that I got flamethrowers on.
Flame?
Yeah.
That property owners associations all across the United States are going to be like quaking over that thing.
Yeah, they, 2 years ago, I took the truck to Tulsa, and they do the inside show there. Well, the fire marshal said, no, that guy's stopping him, he can't do it no more. Because I was hitting the ceiling, and I was catching stuff on fire from the ceiling. So he shut me down.
Yeah, I bet.
And those fire marshals they're not fun at all in the,
no.
at any of the shows, folks. I can't even believe they let any type of fire going on, let alone something that'll shoot it, burn the
100%.
ceiling up. But that's amazing, man. So, I guess, the next big stuff is, this spring, I guess. I mean, this fall.
Oh yeah, we got a lot of shows going on this fall too. I do, let's see, we do the Dovetail James Dean show.
They get around, they go to so many things. They're always on the road.
Yeah, the Evil
Showing
Shindig,
something.
we go there. And a lot back home, we do a lot of local shows in the Detroit area, and Woodward Dream Cruise.
Yeah, it's an awesome show.
My original Shaboom car, the shoebox, it's the blue and white one. Well, back there, I had that on the very first Dream Cruise, 25 of them, and been in every one of them. and everybody loves that car out there on Woodward. And it's the biggest car show in the world, and pretty awesome.
How many tickets have you got with that car?
I got 15 tickets over the years.
Shooting fire.
Yeah, Gene was there last year with us, and
How many tickets have you got because of him?
a couple of them. Come on, shoot the flare, shoot the flare.
So,
Right on. Good.
Yeah.
so,
Make it happen.
Yeah.
so Gene also still races, guys, when they'll let him. Gene would be racing right now if any of the sanctioned folks would let him. I talked to Chip in Pittsburgh, and he said that he had been out running sprint cars the week before.
Yeah.
This was just a month ago. So he and Chip Foose were riding around in the sprint cars.
Yeah, Chip just bought a sprint car just a few months back, and he's got a very nice car, a very hot engine. And I've been running sprint cars for, I don't know, 20, 30 years. And I drove with a few midgets, and I have fun. I have lots of fun.
Well, most of my fun is just talking to you. I mean, I have fun listening to how much fun you have, you know. So Gene, I know you're building. I know you're building a car for Detroit.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's still building top end cars. But what else do you have on your horizon? What do you want to do you hadn't done, or what are your plans here in the next couple of years?
Well, I still need to get a record at Bonneville of over 200. I've been over 207 times, but I haven't got a record. You have to get a record. So if the record's 240, you got to go 241 or whatever. We got to get a record to do that. So I haven't done that yet, and I fully intend to get a 200-mile-an-hour record. And so I'm still building cars. I have 4 Mercuries in the process right now, and I'm building a 44 convertible, which we're going to enter in the Detroit Autorama, and it'll be a Riddler contender. We're going to try to get to the Riddler contest with this 44. So it's a high-end, very, very nice car.
So are we shooting for 22 on this thing?
Oh, yeah.
So we'll be competing against each other on that one. So that'd be interesting. So guys, y'all got anything else you can think of?
Any questions?
Any questions you'd like to ask these guys?
I got a question. I want to ask Bob if the police in Detroit know who you are.
Oh, yes, they do, and a lot of the cities around there, and especially Troy, or Royal Oak, Michigan. There's one cop there that stands in the middle of the island on Woodward and waits for me to go by every year. And he has given me probably 8 of those tickets that I've gotten over the years. And he waits for me every year.
Do they cut you some slack too?
Some of them, the other ones do. They tell me to quit doing it, take your car home. But this guy's threatened me to, he said, if I see you here again, I'm going to impound your car. And I got saved by a couple of the other cops. He said, yeah, just give him his ticket and let him go, you know. But yeah, they know me very well up there. Yeah, I was going to tell a story about Gene. We used to go to the Rebel Run, and so they do some circle track racing there with the cars. And so I'm looking for Gene one day because we were going over to watch the races. And I asked somebody, I said, where's Gene at? Well, he's out there in that car running around the track. He conned somebody and let them drive her car. She's out there racing. And he just went sideways the whole time.
So folks, if Gene asks if you got a cool car out here and he asks you to drive it, he's not playing.
Yeah.
Just keep that, in mind. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Gene, was it true you worked on Back to the Future on the DeLorean?
Yes, I built a DeLorean for Back to the Future. It was Back to the Future 2 movie, the second movie, and that's how I built that. And I built for Blade Runner. I built 15 cars for the movie Blade Runner, and all kinds of complete vehicles. And you know, I built like 6 of this model and 4 of those and so forth. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Tell them really quick about your house. Tell them about your chair and all your memorabilia and all.
Well, yeah, I have in my house I have a 1-bedroom with a Star Trek room, and I have a captain's chair in there, and a lot of stuff from Star Trek. And then I have another room where I have a 32 pickup coming out of the wall, and that's a bed to sleep in. So it's coming out of the wall in the actual bedroom. So I have a lot of interesting stuff in my house, and so anytime you come there, I'll be glad to show you through my house.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
What's your plans for retirement?
What is that word, retirement?
For the next 90 years, what are you gonna do to
What
retire?
does that mean, retirement? I don't know, don't have any idea.
Guys, here's your chance. Anybody?
What was your proudest moment?
Oh,
What?
your
Proudest
proudest thing you was proudest, your proudest moment, buddy.
Getting the car done on time for the movies, that's a pretty proud moment. And, you know, quite often it was night and day working on stuff, and you know, working till 3 or 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then take it to the studio, and then they say, "Oh wow, look what he did."
So, you know, folks relate Gene to the car world, most people, but when he says proudest moments, I know something. Gene was in the service twice. So he volunteered in World War II for the United States Navy. He was a young lad of what, 16?
Yeah.
And he went in the Navy, and he went in those days. Your time was for the duration of the war. You didn't have 2 years or 4 years until it was over. So Gene got in. The war ended pretty quick, and they put Gene out of the Navy, discharged, and then he went to building cars. And next thing you know, in about what 1949, 50, he got a draft notice. Tell him what happened there, buddy.
Yeah, well, they drafted me in the Army, and I was pretty unhappy with that. And what it was, if you had been in any prior service for a year or more, they would not draft you. Well, I was in a year and they drafted me, but come to find out it was 3 days less than a year. I was pretty unhappy. In fact, I was mad.
Yeah, so they sent him to Japan.
Yeah.
They sent him to Japan. He had a business going. He was one of the pioneers of racing, doing heads and flathead motors and stuff in Southern California. There wasn't hardly anybody doing it. So they sent him off, and he stops his business, of course. So he goes to Japan and starts doing it in Japan. Doing body work. He met the awesome guy, the panel beater out there, the Japanese guy. Not long after the war, 4 or 5 years after the war. So, but he has to come back home and start over. And these other builders that, you know, some of them are still around, 1 or 2, they had got a little head start, so Gene had to start back over and kind of put him in a deficit, especially with the racing at Bonneville and stuff. So 2 or 3 years is a huge, long time in racing. So anyway, when he says proud moment, this fellow's got lots of proud moments, and we're proud to know you, buddy, and we're really happy that you're here, happy that Bob's here, and you finally made it. And I know Ed's got a big old smile that his pal showed up to get to see his stuff and feel the love of all these folks, because you know, it's a special place, and we love special folks, and I'm happy to welcome you guys to our Rat Fink family officially, even though you probably have been in it for 80 years. So anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much conclude our interview with these 2 wonderful fellows. And thanks for coming and listening to the stories, and go enjoy the rest of your day.